Finance Minister has said with regards to the changing geopolitical scenario and also about tariffs. So amid Trump tariff and also Donald Trump's tantrums, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said that the global shift reveal that both India's vulnerabilities and its growing resilience, this is the focus that she has put currently on. She's also emphasized that while India has a strong capacity to absorb external shocks, the nation must make strategic choices to ensure that this resilience becomes a platform for global leadership and not just a shield against uncertainty. This is the Finance Minister's message.
At the same time, geopolitical conflicts are intensifying. Sanctions, tariffs, and decoupling strategies are reshaping global supply chains. For India, these dynamics highlight both vulnerability and resilience. Our capacity to absorb shocks is strong, while our economic leverage is evolving. Our choices will determine whether resilience becomes a foundation for leadership or merely a buffer against uncertainty. So in conclusion, history teaches us crises often precede renewal. The fragmentation we see today may give rise to more sustainable and unforeseen forms of cooperation. The challenge is to ensure that inclusive principles shape cooperation. For developing countries, this is a necessity, not just a romantic aspiration. We cannot afford to be passive spectators. In a world where decisions elsewhere determine our destinies, we must be active participants, shaping outcomes where possible and preserving autonomy where necessary. As we reflect on these issues, let us recognize that many of these questions I have raised today may not have clear answers. Indeed, it may be unwise to seek definitive answers at this stage. The value of this gathering lies precisely in its capacity to wrestle with uncertainty, recognize and examine imbalances, deliberate on trade-offs, particularly those of our time, and be open to the possibilities we may not have considered earlier. This must be the guiding vision for our takeaways from these three-day conference. The themes before us are not isolated strands. They are a part of a single large tapestry. How we interpret this tapestry and how we choose to act with it will shape the contours of our century.
My colleague Pragya is joining us on this broadcast. Pragya, the points that the Finance Minister has reflected upon, where she puts the focus on India's vulnerabilities and also India's resilience in the era of sanctions and tariffs. What is the larger message that one can take away from what the Finance Minister was trying to convey?
Well, a Finance Minister, in fact, has laid bare, the present global challenges and also the global uncertainties. And in fact, she was speaking about how our choices today will determine the global world order, and not just the global world order, the financial world order as well. And Finance Minister also spoke highly about India and how India has paid the price for choosing the choices that it has made. And in fact, she spoke at length about the tariffs and also what it did to the global order, and how many small Asian nations are paying the price, be it energy, consumption, and chronically heavy dependence on some countries. We need to also understand whether we need to be in their position or not, and this is why this Kautilya Economic Conclave becomes very important, because the top expert minds of the Asian nations are here to also delve on these new changing global order. In fact, if I may read what Finance Minister said today, is that every imbalance in the society is chronic. Many, in fact, imbalances have been made in the society. And in fact, a task is not just to manage uncertainty, but to confront those imbalances. So there's a challenge before each country and the choices they need to make. And after deliberations and after discussions, the choices are stark, she said, and we also see the efforts to reimagine the global financial system.
Absolutely.
In fact, the geo-conflicts are intensifying, and this is exactly the reason why this conclave becomes so important and so significant.
And the message of resilience stands out as the biggest highlight of what the finance minister says at a time when geopolitics is constantly evolving, in the midst of sanctions, in the midst of tariff and the politics around it. It is these challenges and it is our resilience that is going to shine through. Thank you so much, Pragya, for getting us the latest with